Hello, folks, and welcome back. Oh no, we have stuff to do tonight. Yes, I'm aware we missed yesterday, but even the sane people take a small break every now and then. And if they don't, well, there's something seriously wrong with people. Let's get started. First, I'm going to close this little tiny window so I can look at the stream health, and then I'm going to push the start button. Yes, I will take responsibility for my actions. Let's see. Okay, so before we go, not the Red Queen. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Okay. So, we got this. I was just trying to figure out what I might do for this next part, because the one thing I might be doing, folks, is I was trying to figure out which of the three choices I should do. Oh wait, do I have enough to mesmerize him? Does he have a mesmerization requirement? So, 122 meters. Can I take a shortcut? No. Hang on. Now, I am doing a lot of risky things here. Ouch. Ouch. For the gas to dissipate and the leftover bombing fluid.
Not a safe place right now, sir. Stop! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! There's one of them! Watch yourselves! Watch it! It's a killer! This is no place for you, sir. Are you stupid? Last warning, sir.
It's locked, all right. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood.
Are you joking with me? Oh yeah, I forgot poison touch. Damn. Like I said, probably gonna miss these loading screens.
That leech is fast! Christ! He's dead!
I cannot enter. More braille. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough.
The choice I have for Mason the choice I have for Mason is not a good one. I mean Dawson, sorry. It would mean that would mean yet another pillar dies. But every other district would be sanitized.
Speak English, do ya? It's a leech! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Yeah, you're right. It was one of those firemen. Wait. Where is it? Alright, so I could probably Right, I've shortcutted into Whitechapel. Let's see if this opens. Okay, good. So now I can just head north and meet up with, what's his face?
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
I'm so sorry.
There is a catch-22 to doing this, is that I'm going to probably run into a couple Ekons.
Stupid newborn! You're feeble. You're mine.
You were saying? Because it sounded awful like I'm dead. Knock knock, Mason.
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Please come in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a What can I do for you, Doctor?
Here is another page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
You seem unwell, sir.
Actually,
No. Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
What kind of gentleman... pays visits to people at this late hour?
Bloody monster!
Now I have to find what's her name. Usually she's hanging around a dead body.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
There she is.
Good evening, Xiaoxun.
What?
How do you feel?
I don't...
You should...
Thank you.
Goodbye for now.
Alright, let's go back. Now that we have a sort of clear path, let's go back to the West End and break into quarantine. Oh, fuck. He should have saw that. He was looking right in my direction. I'm so glad civilians have about as much common sense as everyone else.
This is despicable.
No civilians allowed, sir.
Yep. But you ain't gonna do squat because you can't.
It's locked, all right.
Apparently, migraines were so lethal back in the 1900s. People must have beat their heads against a wall or something. Hang on.
You give me no other
Venus,
choice,
what are you doing?
Clarence. Yes, my love, it's a new tea I bought. Not too bitter for your taste, I hope. Drink your tea, my love. Drink it to the last drop. And shut your damn trap for good.
Okay, we gotta go back to what's his name right now. Oh, hi, Venus.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old times.
Yeah.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just reading your craft. You won't need it when you're dead. I mean, when you're dead.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I never met the man. I know Clarence tried to contact him recently, but I don't know why.
Do you need my medical?
No, thanks.
Why are you poisoning your husband?
He has spent a fortune printing his bloody papers. I can't stand this nightmare anymore. We are the butt of everyone's jokes since he returned.
If you're so frustrated by Clarence's behavior, why don't you just leave him?
I have already lost the best years of my life because of him. I will not jeopardize my future for some lunatic. He goes, and I inherit what's left.
I have to tell Clarence the truth about all this.
He will never believe you.
I know how to be persuasive, Venus.
Do as you wish. I don't care. I am not afraid of his reaction anyway. Honestly. He's so lost in madness that any change will be a relief.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
How have you been?
I've done my duty. Like all...
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been...
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Good.
At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such a beautiful family.
It's locked.
And boom.
No
Thank you, Venus.
invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Blood. I should follow the trail.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I'm not here to sustain myself. I'm currently investigating the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
Dear cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
Your cruelty deserves punishment, sir.
And what else is new?
Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Dude, I didn't even get a fair warning. He was literally like, oh, so is that it? And just basically pimp slapped me. Wow. Like, literally, what else new? Instant fight. Holy hell, put me all the way back here.
Support the equality between men and women.
Hey, dude, your wife's trying to kill you.
I won't lie.
Venus...
Oh, she really hates me that much.
I'm sorry.
Why would you tell me that?
You're a stupid bastard, but you're...
But I love her.
So you have...
Frankly, it's my bad.
You need some rest.
Hello.
Hello, John. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her... What do you need?
Why do you and your husband argue so much?
He is not the kind man I married and loved. He is obsessed now. Obsessed with chimeras. I feel trapped. It just makes me want to scream.
Goodbye.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
You know, keep saying you're sorry for the loss. It ain't gonna change anything, sweetie. By the way, that reminds me, where the hell is the shop? I need bullets. I need shotgun rounds.
Only the first step. Support the equality between men and women.
Keep preaching, sister.
Good evening, Dr.
I may have a...
Equality between men and women.
Is there anything to connect me to this city anymore?
Let me in.
Hello. At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
It's locked, all right.
Give me this. Ass. Poor girl. Well, Charlotte ain't gonna like the news, but you know what? At least there's closure. Is it this way? Come on, game.
I must go now.
Where are you? Yes, eternal life, fresh and warm blood. You make me sick, you juicy warm treat. Damn it! Oh my, what have we got here? A dead rat. Oh, so gross, so tempting.
Okay.
Eternal life. Through the blood of the lesser beasts, he said. Oh, dear God, help me. Save me, for I can't stand what I've become.
Yeah.
It's locked.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'd like to imagine this probably is the other end of the... Oh, crap. Is this... We're not forgetting about the whole ordeal with Mr. Dawson. We're going to get to that.
Rats. Tasty rats.
Why do you eat rats, Karina?
Their flesh contains the path to immortality. I have to eat them all if I want to live. Help me. Please. Make it stop.
I don't know if I can, miss. You have been tricked, forced to play a disgusting game. I don't know how to save you.
Kill me then, Doctor. Take my life. I beg you.
I can't do that, Miss Billow. I'm a doctor. I won't kill as an answer to pain or suffering. Never again.
It is my decision. If I could, I'd do it myself. You're a doctor, but also a vampire, aren't you? Kill me, please. Make it stop.
I must go now.
Alright, how close am I? Opposite direction. I just gotta listen for Charlotte to be screaming her brains out.
To let your guard down.
Women die too in this war. Women of all countries.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I have found out what happened to your friend, Emily.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody details.
Your friend was planning to become a vampire. She thought she'd met an honest one and made a deal with him. Unfortunately, Emily did not survive the process.
My mother told me many times about the risks of being turned. I often suspected she exaggerated the danger to avoid me being tempted.
No, the risk is real. Have you any idea what a body has to endure? To become an organism entirely consumed by its need to process and recombine blood?
I should never have talked to Emily about vampires. I never thought she'd actually try it without me. Thank you, sir. Here, take this for your discretion.
Holy
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Hang on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. level 5 weapon just for helping her out. I'm going to guess, and this is a weak guess though, is that she held on to that stake as a last resort for her mother. What?
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
How dare you interfere with my... You're mine!
I have to face that, whatchamacallit. Let's hope that I have enough, skill to do so.
I have this thirst for blood.
Now it could take away, but
I cannot enter.
yeah.
Kneel, traitor! You shall learn to... No one! Kneel, traitor!
Holy shit. Oh, hang on. Okay. Okay. Definitely got lucky there. Okay, what do we got? The good news is that guy will not appear again. This poor soul.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
Hang on, let me see. Alright, someone's in distress down here. 44 meters.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Which door unlocked? I think this door over here is unlocked now.
It's locked.
Cool. Move! Where the hell did you come from? Those suckers have just popped into existence because, holy hell. I should have known something was up when I went for that door, and I didn't see the X prompt. But the good news is I don't have to work that hard to get back to where I was. Oh wait, that reminds me. There we go.
I cannot enter.
Gotta solve the puzzle again, huh? Good news is, I don't have to put much effort into coming back here. In fact, I really don't have to go back there at all, so... Alright, so we get as drained as possible on that default setting.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
Okay.
You Londoners are no match for me!
Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Let me go, you bastard!
Alright, let's
Miss
talk.
Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale.
Alright. So, if I'm done getting sidetracked, I can go upstairs and continue my quest. Alright, so this is where what's his name's mansion is. Hopefully. And we'll finally get to do our thing with Mr. Dawson. I will say it's pretty impressive. We beat the whatchamacallit, Volkid on the first try. We died like 5 times to him last part. Or the part before that, so it feels really invigorating killing that big guy. Interesting. So his mansion's straight ahead. I saw reds. I don't know if those reds are... Who are you, sir?
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
No, I've noticed nothing odd.
All right. But keep your eyes open, though.
I could have reported McCallum, but it really was a stretch.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Do you work alone?
Yes. The situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
What are you investigating?
I have a missing woman.
Tell me about Louise.
She's a waitress.
Do you have any idea?
No.
What What are you in?
I have a missing...
Tell me about...
She's a waitress.
Do you have it?
No.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
This is despicable.
I can't believe
Frack.
I'm doing this.
Good, I have almost all the serums and none of the fucking treatments. I have 2 more treatments to find out.
I have this thirst for blood.
Whispers of a sun. So many signs to...
It's locked.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
Oh, I heard about you.
Leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
You're the primate.
Of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Bingo!
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Okay, sure.
Here is the money.
The Joker. A woman bent to obey and debase herself. A cruel gaze in the dark. A monster laughing at you.
Huh.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Ooh.
They will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Hold on a second, folks. I'm just,
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
How do...
I told you.
Is it possible?
The vampires...
I would rather... Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting.
Oh. I was wondering what that noise was. Right, let's enter Mr. Dawson's mansion. Mr. Dawson. Head out like right across from it.
It's locked, all right.
Why am I not surprised? Yeah, I'll F with that later.
It seems violence and madness are now contagious.
Hmm. Okay, so this was a waste of time because it just leads me to the flipping underground passage.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No.
I think I would...
That's odd.
I'm afraid not, sir.
The pledge...
What can you tell me about...
I've heard this is a man who has...
Tell me about...
We are waiting. Waiting.
And why are you waiting?
Because we need to leave this city.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really...
Can you...
As you like.
Please.
Do you like the...
I know...
Yes, me too.
But what if we don't like...
Do we ever know who we are?
And what do you...
I stopped.
But what we...
Does it really matter?
Tell...
I just...
Who are you?
I really can't answer that question.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother.
But why would you need this?
Well, I thought...
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
You know, if the why would be what happened and phosphorus to my advantage if I knew where to go. Wait a second. North, south, east, west. Am I just wasting my flipping time here?
I'd step back, sir.
I had a sneaking suspicion this is where it was, but I wasn't absolutely sure until this loading screen.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
You all want the short answer or the long answer to that question? Because the short answer is no.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
The morally bad decision would be to give Mr. Dawson the ability to be an Econ. Considering that what it did to Mary was absolute, we really can't afford that.
Finally,
Hello, Mr. Dawson.
Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight, I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Believe me, there is a huge difference between reading about vampires and waking up as one. I learned that myself the hard way.
Oh my God, man, stop your whining. I don't have time for your pointless jibber-jabber.
Let's move on.
Please, I'm cold.
But first, before you embrace immortality...
That's a rather impertinent question, Doctor.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you...
My money.
You really plan to...
Yes, it will be taught.
By doing so, you...
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows...
Let me guess. You...
This is a desperate measure for death.
Quarantine.
As long as the right people are...
But you can't guarantee infection. What if a new outbreak happens?
That won't happen.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Yep. Before people get on my case about this. There's a reason why I'm trying to... Okay. First things first, let's collect that note real quick. Oh, it stays collected. Okay.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed.
First of all,
I can assure...
So,
I don't have him.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move.
Please,
But first, if...
That's a rather impertinent...
Answer me or...
To save
Who get...
My money.
You really...
Yes. This... Come, sir.
Quarantine.
As long as...
What?
That won't...
But you can't...
The apocalypse...
Alright, I'm thinking right now, folks. Alright. So, I know where to go now. The thing is, I want to get the best ending out of this, and yeah, I could live with my choices as the game says, but I also have a hardcore decision to make. The thing is, I could turn him into a vampire, but that would mean that the West End would be the only surviving district because its pillars still intact. And that would mean that every other zone would literally drop into the hostile or close to hostile status. So what I'm going to do is leave Dawson, give him a couple days and work up Catherine Bellows because she has the answer to that will basically cause Dawson to give up to accept death.
Best stay back, sir.
So let's rest up and call it apart, folks. Alright, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you are subscribed, hit that little notification bell at the bottom. What the hell? Fatigue, fatigue. Fatigue, fatigue. Fatigue, fatigue. Of course. Why the hell not?